Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of corporate finance to bring you the stories hidden within their filings. Get ready because today we're diving into DeFi Development Corp. And let me tell you, this report has some interesting moves that could shape the company's future. And hey, before we dive in, if you are new here and love getting these straight too. The point analyses, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, join our Discord community, linked in the description below for more in-depth discussions. Alright, let's get straight into it. This is a Form 8K filing from DeFi Development Corp, which is basically a report for significant events that happen between their regular quarterly filings. The earliest event reported here is from the 18th of December, 2025. So, what is happening at DFDV? These guys are involved in common stock and also warrants, which are essentially options to buy shares later on. They're listed on the Nasdaq, which is a pretty well-known stock exchange. Interestingly, they've checked the box to say they're an emerging growth company. This means they get to enjoy some lighter regulatory requirements, which is common for newer, smaller companies as they try to grow. Now, one of the big things in this report is about their stock plans. On the 18th of December 2025, the stockholders got together and approved an amendment to their 2023 equity incentive plan. The main point was to add an extra 150,000 shares that the company can give out as stock options or awards to employees and executives. This is a pretty significant increase, and it shows the company is looking to incentivize its team and future growth. They're essentially making it easier to reward people with company stock. Then there is the 2025 Employee Street Stock Purchase Plan, or ESPP as it's commonly known. This one also got the green light from stockholders. Under this plan, 250,000 shares of common stock will be available for employees to buy. What's particularly neat is that this share pool will automatically increase each year until 2035. The increase is tied to a percentage of outstanding shares or a fixed amount, whichever is smaller. This is a great way to encourage employee ownership and align everyone's interests with the company's success. This whole report is really about what happened at their annual meeting of stockholders. They voted on several important proposals. We've already touched on 2 of them, but there were more. First up, they elected 5 members to their board of directors. Looking at the numbers, it's pretty clear that Joseph Onorati and his fellow nominees were overwhelmingly approved. For Joseph Onorati, there were over 107 million votes in favour compared to a very small number of withheld votes. This indicates strong support from the shareholders for the current leadership. Next, they ratified the appointment of Wolf & Company, PC, as their independent auditors for the year. Again, this passed with a huge majority, with over 111 million votes in favour, showing confidence in the firm chosen to scrutinise their financial records. This is that stock plan amendment we talked about earlier. It passed with a very strong showing of over 106 million votes in favour. This clearly shows that shareholders believe in the company's strategy of using equity to drive growth and retain talent. Now, this is a pretty significant move. They approved an amendment to essentially increase the number of authorised common shares to a massive 1 billion. This is a huge increase and usually signals that the company might be planning for major future growth, potential acquisitions, or even a stock split down the line. It gives them a lot of flexibility. Following up on the common stock, they also approved increasing the authorized preferred stock to 1 billion shares. This is also a substantial amount and provides the company with significant flexibility to raise capital through preferred stock offerings if needed. The fact that both common and preferred stock authorizations were increased so dramatically suggests a forward-looking strategy focused on expansion and capital raising. It's worth noting that for Proposal 5, they also had a separate vote for the series of preferred stockholders. It's interesting that 10,000 votes were cast in favour and none against, with 0 abstentions or broken non-votes. This suggests a very unified stance from this particular group of shareholders on this matter. And lastly, they approved their 2025 Employee Street Stock Purchase Plan, which we mentioned earlier. This proposal also passed with strong support, over 107 million votes in favour. It reinforces the idea that the company is committed to making its employees owners. So to sum it all up, DeFi Development Corp is clearly laying the groundwork for significant future growth. The overwhelming approval of increased authorised shares, both common and preferred, along with the expansion of employee stock plans, paints a picture of a company gearing up for expansion, possibly through new ventures, acquisitions, or strategic partnerships. Now, looking at this from a broad perspective, DeFi Development Corp appears to be in a phase of aggressive strategic planning. The decision to increase authorized shares so dramatically gives them a substantial war chest of potential equity to deploy. This can be a powerful tool for growth, allowing them to fund major initiatives or make strategic acquisitions without immediate dilution concerns. However, it also carries risks. A large pool of authorized shares, if not managed carefully, can lead to significant dilution for existing shareholders down the line. If these shares are issued without commensurate value creation, My take on this is that the company is signaling a strong intent to grow and is actively seeking the tools to do so. The focus on employee stock plans is a positive sign, suggesting a commitment to building a strong, incentivized workforce. The real test will be how they utilize this newfound equity flexibility. Will they deploy it wisely to create long-term value, or will it be a precursor to excessive dilution? The next few filings will be crucial to watch as we see how these strategic decisions translate into tangible business outcomes. Alright, that is our breakdown of DFDV's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think these moves will lead to massive growth, or are you concerned about potential dilution? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.